What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video. I trolled through eBay sold listings for the wackiest and the most shocking sales prices for Star Wars related items. All I did was type in Star Wars sold listings, and I found a bunch of really weird stuff. Some of this stuff I'm scratching my head as to why they sold for what they did, but it is what it is. Everyone collects differently, and let's dig right in. I have what's called an Onnit Star Wars Darth Vader 70-pound kettlebell. And it's not like this is a one-off. I found several, at least 5 or 6 sales like this for this kettlebell that's shaped like Darth Vader's head. It's a really bizarre item, and why anyone would want to have a flaking, chipped 70-pound kettlebell is beyond me. Here's what it looks like. I'm not saying it's not cool, but I'm okay with going to Walmart and getting a normal kettlebell for like 50 bucks. This thing sold for $2,990 plus $120 shipping because it's so heavy. And I'll say this, that this item is not a one-off type of thing or a fake sale, because I found several that all sold like this. So for whatever reason, it must be some sort of collectible item. And here's another one. This one sold for $2,099 plus $426 shipping. So there's clearly a market for really buff Star Wars collectors that want to collect this kind of stuff. And here's what it looks like again. Geek Strong, who is a YouTuber, he probably bought this, if I had to guess. But I'm okay with just getting the regular stuff. Here is a Boba Fett version of that same line, and it looks pretty cool and everything, but my lord, it was listed for $14.99, best offer accepted, plus $100 shipping. So there's apparently also a Stormtrooper, as you can see there. But wow, that is just shocking numbers. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go with a hypothetical here. Whoever bought this jewel-encrusted Darth Vader head has a woman in his life that is also a Star Wars collector, and on the side is a Victoria's Secret supermodel, because I don't know why anyone else would want a jewel-encrusted Darth Vader head, but this is what it looks like. And look, I'm not ragging on anybody. If that's what you want to collect, then have at it. But man, what a weird item to me. It sold for $6,000 plus $30 shipping. Here's a few more angles of it. Just a really bizarre item. Indiana Jones called and wants his golden totem back, because this is the kind of thing that an archaeologist wants to have for his museum. But they're originally listed, as you can see here, for $8,900, and it sold for $6,000. So not a great investment if you're into jewel-encrusted Star Wars heads. Here's another one that also sold. It's made by Swarovski. Just completely bizarre, and this Stormtrooper has some serious bling to his helmet. And that was, again, sold for $5,000 plus $30 shipping. What on God's green earth is going on here? That is what it sold for. This is the closest I got to normal Star Wars collectibles, but I had to show this one. This is a one-of-one 2020 Topps Star Wars Masterwork Ultimate Autograph card. And it has Han Solo / Harrison Ford's signature, along with Princess Leia / Carrie Fisher's signature on the same card. And apparently it's a one-of-one. It sold at auction on February 27th for $15,777 and change. But luckily there was free shipping for this item. 38 bids, and so it was highly competitive, but wow, what an insane final sales price. And I don't really cover the collectible trading card market, but obviously, like everything else, that market has gone completely stratospheric. All the rookie cards for all the different athletes and things like that. I know some friends that buy those very regularly, and I just could not believe some of the sales prices they showed me on screenshots. One other kind of trading card related item. This is a pretty cool one, actually. This is a 1977 Topps Star Wars Series 1 wax box. And this was sealed by Baseball Card Exchange, BBCE. They're kind of like an authenticator to make sure that people know that it is, in fact, factory sealed. And then they add another cellophane wrapper on it. And then on the back, they put this sticker letting people know that BBCE looked at all the seals to make sure it's not fake. And then that way it's kind of verified. It's not graded, so to speak, but it has been verified as a legitimate kind of factory sealed item and then cellophane wrapped with BBCE's logo on the cellophane wrapper. They got into a lot of trouble recently one time with a Pokemon set that they verified as legitimate, and then but unfortunately I think that they didn't know what they were getting themselves into with Pokemon, so they very quickly stopped grading any Pokemon sets because it was proven to be a false set. I think it was BBCE, don't quote me on that. I don't follow this market closely, but I remember seeing a video where some YouTuber, Jake Paul or somebody, broke the case open, and it was proven to be a fake sealed case. So they stay away from Pokemon related stuff now because the dollars are very, very high when it comes to those. The last time I did one of these kind of oddball related videos for items that have sold, I did talk about this one. This is I Love New York Yoda Lego piece, and this one was attached to kind of like a store display, and it's still in the baggie, and the number was even higher than some of the past sales we've seen. Even loose, these can go for several thousands of dollars apparently. And this is a New York Times Toys R Us 2013 Lego Yoda with, he's wearing like a new I Love New York I love. And this one sold for $14,999, so $15,000 for this store display piece, along with the sealed baggie for the Lego Yoda. So there are a lot of Lego collectors out there that pay big money. And here was another interesting one. This one was UKG graded. This is a Lego 2010 Luke Skywalker Tatooine, but this is a prototype in red outfit. So, some of these early prototype Legos apparently have different colors than what the final retail version had. This was UKG graded 90%, and it sold for $9,999 plus $50 shipping from Germany, and it included a UKG certificate of authenticity. So people will pay big money for these prototypes. Here's one more, Count Dooku. He's in a prototype light blue outfit. Very mean face for a Lego. That could give a child some nightmares. But this was graded UKG 95% gold, and that one also sold for $10,000 US. So clearly these prototypes are worth some serious coin. Here was a really strange looking life-size Jawa made by a company called Regal Robot Customs. And it stands about 4 feet tall. It has eyes that light up, and he's got his Jawa shock blaster that we know and love from the original movie. Very detailed, kind of animatronic robot. And that one sold for $8,500 US plus $80 shipping. And he said, I had this custom made by Regal Robot 2 years ago. This is as authentic as it gets, and it steps right out of a Star Wars film. It stands just a hair under 4 feet tall, has light-up eyes, and a sound chip with over 10 Jawa sayings. Utini! So here it is with the eyes lit up. That is very nightmare-inducing, if I do say so myself. But somebody was willing to pay some big money for it. We've already talked about how VHS tapes is like the new thing. There's a company called IGS that grades them. Investment grade services or investmentgrading.com. This one was graded 7.5 near mint. I don't know how 7.5 is near mint, but that's what it is. And this is a CBS Fox VHS video cassette for The Return of the Jedi. That sold for $7,100. CGC, who we know that grades Star Wars posters and lobby cards and obviously comics, they recently announced they too are getting into the graded VHS tape game. Along with AFA, they just started grading those as well. I'm already starting to see those get listed on Certified Link and elsewhere. But there is a market for graded VHS tapes, apparently. That one, again, sold for $7,100. Here's another comic that I wanted to show. This is Galaxy's Edge #1. This is the Concept Art Edition. I don't know what the print run is for this, but I know that it's very, very limited. And it's a 9.8 grade with CGC. And the sales price was $6,899 and change. This one just came out in 2019, yet this is a highly coveted Star Wars comic. This sells for more than Star Wars #1, the original vintage Star Wars comic. Me personally, I would prefer to have Star Wars #1, but completionists out there, they're willing to pay big money for these ultra rare, very limited print run comics. I should have looked up what the print run is for that one, but I did not. but at least it gives you an idea of what that sells for. Going from the normal collectible world of VHS tapes and trading cards and comics to the extremely strange, we've got a Gamorrean guard with extremely detailed slime that is molded onto his nose and mouth. That is absolutely disgusting. He looks like AFG after pigging out at an all-you-can-eat buffet. This one sold for $5,500. This is limited number 9 of 300 Sideshow Collectibles Gamorrean guard bust. And the detail is really nice and everything, but I'm not sure if I want to wake up each morning to a snot-nosed, pig-face Gamorrean guard with drool coming out of his nose and mouth. So, but somebody apparently is. $5,500 took that home. And I wanted to finish off with some really interesting items that I didn't know that there was a collectibles market for. But this is a data math calculator and a Texas Instruments Exactra 20. And what's interesting about this is that people collect these items because they were used, or similar items were used, for the creation of the original lightsabers. Apparently, during the making of the original Star Wars film, the folks at Lucasfilm, George Lucas, took out these parts and then used those to make the lightsabers for Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And so these little glass beads that were inside the calculator are what's considered collectible. And people like to recreate the original props, apparently. Just this little calculator alone was basically bought for these little bulbs right here. That sold for $2,325 at auction on April 8th, 29 bids, plus the $9.45 shipping. So people really dig these kind of parts that are recreating the original props used in the Star Wars film. And so they pay big money for just these little parts so they can make their own sabers. Here is a really creepy Chewbacca head, and he looks like he has gone to a rave concert and took one too many illicit drugs. He is awfully loving with that face of his, and that is extremely creepy, especially that grin on his face. That sold for $4,350. Again, this is Regal Robot, the same company that made the Jawa. And here it is. Chewbacca bust, Peter Mayhew Tribute Edition. This is number 23 of 50. So only 50 of them were made, but there are some collectible bust collectors out there that really love that kind of stuff. And then kind of to piggyback off that calculator sale, this is a Graflex 3 cell flash camera piece. And so this piece was similar to the one that was used for the original lightsabers. And this comes off of the piece, the little tower that is used for the original flash on those cameras. And this is not a one-off, folks. I found several sales like this. This sold for $1,525. And again, this is recreating a lightsaber piece used in the movie props. This is not a movie used prop. This is just a kind of example that was used by Lucasfilm for the creation of it. Here's another one very similar to that. That sold for $1,420 on 40 bids. So clearly the market is out there for these props that that George Lucas kind of pulled from to create parts for the costumes, and people want to kind of have a piece like that in their collection and are willing to pay big money for these vintage camera pieces. And, there is a camera collecting market also, but I think the main reason these things go for as much money as they do is because they get to say that they have a piece that is very similar to the one used in the original movie. That's all I really had for this video. I just thought I'd show some kind of wacky items that had some pretty shocking sales prices, at least to me, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again, and I'll be back soon.